Nithyanandam, with all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, I welcome you all. Any number of times I express my joy in sharing Swamiji's teachings with you. Seems absolutely nothing, because the joy I get, the joy I experience when I'm constantly able to express with you all and share with you all his teachings is just so unexplainable in the terms that I'm able to hold the joy inside me. One of the principles of Swamiji is Shraddha, authenticity. The word principle may be very small in the way he is teaching us to live and stand on it. Authenticity or Shraddha, he says, is not just something we follow in life. It is a foundation, it's a power for us. And very beautifully Swamiji says, authenticity will drive out the boredom in your life and bring excitement into your life. What does authenticity mean to each one of us? Many times I have considered these things, especially in my monastic life as of now and my pre-monastic life. Of course, in my pre-monastic life, authenticity was not a word we would use generally. It was more like honest, integrity. Authenticity was there, oh, is it really authentic in terms of purchasing something, but not in the way we express ourselves or live ourselves. I am honest, you are honest, let's all be honest to each other, let's not talk to dishonest people. But Swamiji beautifully said, when we be honest, when we use the term honest, which is a very small, a kind of a side effect of the word authenticity, we are demanding others also to be honest. So when there is a demand from any action of ours, there can never be a completion, a space of completion between anybody. Whereas authenticity fills you as a person and fills everybody around us. For a long time I didn't see the difference between honest and authentic. Then I started thinking, what does it actually mean? How can I differentiate so I can apply it much more in my life, especially in my monastic life? As I was thinking, I remembered that my pre-monastic life, when I used to go for work, I could just go into my work sphere, and even if there were 5 or 10 pages of dialogues, I didn't really have to mug it up or anything. I would just glance through it once and I was okay. How come I had such a great memory at that time? I started thinking, and I realized that at that point of time I was highly authentic to the commitment I had taken to play the role of a specific character. So no longer when I went there had an identity of my own, it was that character for which I had come to perform that had taken over. So nowhere that the I who was not part of the character had come inside the role play. So it was very easy for me to just go through the dialogues once and just say, because nowhere the non-character personality of mine came in. When I started thinking of that and I started seeing how authentic I am as a sannyasi today, I realized I was failing in many ways. Only when I started dissecting it from my pre-monastic life to my monastic life and how much more I need to be authentic, the word authentic and word authenticity took on a whole new dimension, and I realized the word authentic is very, very, very small compared to the Sanskrit word of Shraddha. Shraddha, authenticity just doesn't mean in the way we act. It is in the way I think, the way I breathe, the way I speak, the way I live around me. It is no longer just, oh, I am authentic in one sphere of my life, so the other spheres of my life, even if I am not, it's okay. It's not that. If I am going to be authentic in my work, what makes me be less authentic when it comes to going to my friend's house on time, or going for a meeting on time, or keeping up my word of anything I give it to any other person? So somewhere in my pre-monastic life, I was missing on all these other aspects, and I was focused only on being authentic to the word that I had given as a professional, whereas the rest didn't matter. In the monastic life, especially as a sannyasi, when Swamiji says, as a sannyasi's responsibility is the whole world, then I cannot afford to be inauthentic even to someone I don't know, even by thought. All of us know gossip is one of the greatest time pass that most of us do. When I started thinking it from the terms of authenticity, how authentic am I if I am going to sit and gossip about someone who is not around me? Is it authentic? No. Then I drop that. If I am going to think violent thoughts about others, oh, that person ditched me, he was very rude to me, he betrayed me, so I am going to curse him. Is that authentic of me? As a sannyasi, it isn't authentic. Maybe as in my pre-monastic life, I would have been perfectly justified if I was going to curse someone and sue him and do anything. But if in my monastic life as a sannyasi, even if someone has said something negative about me or hurt me personally, it no longer should have affected me enough to have even a single violent thought against the other person. When I started realizing, I realized I have a whole new world I need to explore within myself to make my journey of living enlightenment successful. And this, when I realized this, my whole journey as a sannyasi became more exciting, more challenging. It is no longer, oh, I am a sannyasi, now what do I do? No. Oh, I have so many things I need to change, so many things I need to correct. Let me look into it. Let me look how much more do I become authentic, how much more do I become integrated to this life I have committed to. It is no longer a kind of individualistic authenticity or integrated, where I apply integrity and authenticity to one segment of my life and not to the other segment of my life. It is not like that. Many of us in the society tend to apply these principles to one segment of our life, whereas the other segment of our life we just ignore, thinking, oh, it's okay, I am professionally so good, I go to office on time, I am so successful, I make the best money, I make the best business deals. But who takes care of home? Who is there behind you? What about your family? What about your friends? What about your children? What about your spouses? What about your siblings? Are we being authentic in our relationship with them? Actually, no. I have not been, I know that for sure, and a lot of my colleagues have not been. I thought this is the way people live because we are so professionally so busy. So the family will understand what is there. They have to understand I am also working. Only when I met Swamiji, I realized authenticity is not just to a single sphere. His authenticity just does not or is not restricted to his discourses or giving healing. He is so authentic to every human being he comes across. Not only human being, even the deities he installs, the deities he loves. I have seen the authenticity to children, to old people, to any segment of his devotees, no matter whether they are rich, poor, or they don't bother about him, even if they curse him or abuse him. I have seen he says, no, I am a living incarnation, I have to be compassionate. They are immature. In their immaturity, they behave like that. Does not mean I should be immature to them. It is not authentic of me if I behave like that. See, nothing is going to stop him from behaving likewise. But he does not, because he is authentic to his mission for which he is on this planet Earth. Many times I have seen Swamiji bow down to every single deity that Swamiji himself has installed. He himself has done prana pratishtha to the deities and himself has installed it, and he teaches us how to worship, and he also worships. And it is not just, oh, he gets up in the morning, goes to the temple, bows down once and comes back. No. If you ever visit our Bangalore Adinam, you will know there are deities almost all around the Adinam. It is almost like a Disneyland of deities. You will find deities in their most beautiful forms, just standing around beautifully. And every time he passes through the deities, he just stands and he bows down. It is so, there are no words to describe what it leaves you feeling, because he does not have to do it. Who is going to ask him, Swamiji, why are you not going to the deities? Why are you not worshipping? Nobody is going to ask him. But still he does it because he is being authentic to his purpose. Not only the deities, Many times I have seen the depths of his authenticity, which has left me speechless. There are so many trees and plants in this Adinam. Every day without fail, he just touches them and he goes, as almost as if asking, "How are you? Don't worry, I am there." And not only he touches them, if there's any landscaping work anywhere, first instruction unfailingly, repeatedly he has told us, don't touch any of the plants. You cannot just destroy the plants. How does he manage to remember so many things? And why does he care? Then I realized it was not about him being care, or how he manages is because he's so authentic. And that has really helped me to look more and more deeper levels of authenticity. The depth and the layers of authenticity that Swamiji has shown us by simply living it has always left me looking back inside. Oh, Swamiji himself is so authentic, how much more I should be. And it's not just about these small plants or any of those things. Swamiji is so clear on so many things and so authentic. He just stands on it and he makes things happen. He makes all of us aligned to that authenticity, no matter what it takes to get us aligned to it. For example, one of the core principles of the Sangha, as Swamiji has guided us, is ahimsa, non-violence in everything we do, be it speech, thought, or the food we eat. So pure sattvic food is served in all the Adinams across the world. So we don't have any necessity to have any animals or take care of any animals, but still we have so many goats, so many dogs, so many cows which are just lying around in the Goshala and happily having a good time. It's like I call them the retired community in our Sangha. Actually, I know one of our Mahants has been wanting to get rid of some 24 goats because he is just getting tired of running behind them every day. And Swamiji is like, no, he can't get rid of goats. The goats will live here and die respectfully. I don't want them to go out of this compound because once they go out, then someone will kill them, and I cannot imagine that for a goat. And this is a story that continues between the Mahant and Swamiji, who comes back every 15 days and he keeps crying, "Swamiji, but you don't know, the goats keep running away to the next neighbor, and the neighbor calls me and he fights with me and I have to give him money to get the goat back." So Swamiji says, "It's okay. You spend little money for the rescue of the goat, it's okay, get it. Don't bother about that. You leave the goats in the ashram. How much ever money is to be spent for them, I will take care." This way he has collected so many animals from across India, I think. Wherever people feel, oh, this is where animals are being held cruelly or they are going to be taken for slaughter, the first thing they do is, let's send them to Dhyanapitam because Swamiji will take care of them. When I think back, why is he doing so much of things? Why will I bother about a dog, a stray dog who is injured? The why has no reason but just that he has to do it because of who he is. The authenticity of the principle and the life he leads to. The way he lives inspires all of us to be more and more authentic to ourselves and to the lives we've committed. And it's not just the sannyasis who are inspired by his authentic lifestyle. I've seen many devotees who are just so awestruck to the depths of authenticity Swamiji thinks, Swamiji lives, which when they see and they apply in their lives, they see the breakthrough they have in relationships, in business and in life itself. Life no longer is a burden, life no longer has suffering, life no longer has any kind of fear or greed, any of these motivating them. It's only authenticity that motivates most of Swamiji's devotees just by seeing the way he lives. Swamiji says, when you decide to live with authenticity, you tend to create the right set of authentic people around you. Your life automatically becomes authentic and more joyful. And when you start aligning more and more towards authenticity, you will be attracted towards the society that starts living authentically. And when you're authentic, nothing and no one can stop you. If you would like a taste of authentic community and authentic lifestyles, I invite you to Bengaluru Adinam in December especially, where we're hosting one of the groundbreaking programs called Sadashivoham. It's an experience to live in Bidadi during the program of Sadashivoham. If you want more details, please look into the box below where I have provided a link regarding our program. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you again. Nithyanandam.